Howdy folks, Spencer here, and today I've got some more of that premium Star Trek Online news for you guys, along with a couple of announcements. As always, chapters to each topic are listed below. First up, Console has the Section 31 Heavy Phaser Rifle giveaway starting later today on March 28th. This will likely be starting up around 12 hours after this video goes live, and it's very important to note that this giveaway is only for a single character, so make sure you are claiming and opening the box on the character you want this weapon on. This weapon is quite popular due to how it interacts with the Covert Assault Drone Kit module, so here it is in action. So I'm going to do the secondary fire mode first. You guys have probably seen that in videos at points over the years. That is a really, really nice secondary effect there. And it's not doing much damage because I need to remodulate there, but you can see it is quite fun. It's able to hit quite a few enemies when you're going up against a group like that. And next up, for those of us on PC, we have a bonus to lithium event and some sales starting up today, March 28th, that are going to be running until April 1st at noon Pacific time. So this is your standard bonus deal event, so 100% from the asteroids and then 50% bonus for most other things in the game. You're getting a 20% discount on ships that cost lithium over at the shipyard vendor. And they also have a return of the Dil Vandy shields. Now, we had this just at the beginning of the month, but there were some issues with it. And I imagine those issues are why we're seeing this sale pop up again. So we have all of the new shields in here, and this time they are actually going to be bound to account. So if you want to pick any of them up, you should be set to go now. Next up, for those of you into the PvP side of things, DME is hosting a Q&A session on April 5th for those wanting to learn more about the PvP meta, and on April 12th, they're hosting their next T5 PvP tournament on PC with over 1.25 billion EC worth of prizes. Link is down below for those interested. And I've been getting quite a few questions about when the lifetime subscription is going to appear or when the first Contact Day event's going to start this year. Given we're seeing things release a little bit later this year compared to prior years, I think for the lifetime sale, we're just going to see it randomly appear, probably the start of April or May. So if you're looking to pick it up during that 50% sale, then make sure you have money set aside. And as for the first Contact Day event, this has historically started up the first week or two of April. And if they're going to do one this year, then I would expect the same thing. On PC, the Pavo event ends on the 8th, and I believe the console anniversary event is ending just a couple days afterwards. So, second week of April would make sense this year, if we're going to see it. Now, shifting over to the announcement side of things, I've got updates for the channel and for some DPS topics. This right here is the 1000th video on this channel. I'd hoped to be able to do something a bit more special for this video, but due to how IRL has been this past week, that just wasn't possible. So I know Scoped JFK is going to be down in the comments section wondering how many of those 1000 videos are news videos. And the answer is 170, or 171 if you include this one. Look, I found an opening in the market and I took advantage. Can you blame me? When I started this channel back in 2013, I had no plans or serious ambitions with it. I was just posting solo ISC gameplay and PvP matches because back then, pre-Delta Rising, PvP was actually fun. Over time, I did a few builds and guides, but it wasn't until 2021 that I started to take things serious on the YouTube front. And knowing what I know now, I wish I had taken things serious much earlier on. There was always an opening there, it just took me too long to recognize it. But I'm thankful I did take that leap in 2021. As the wise folks say, the second best time to start is now. The growth over the past few years has been incredible. I have met many amazing people, and I've even met a few of you IRL as you travel through the cornfields of Iowa. Things are on a good trajectory, and while DECA does currently seem to be a bit overwhelmed, experiencing some growing pains as they take over development of Cryptic's titles, I do still feel that STO, this community, and this channel all have a positive future. And with that, here are some of the actual announcements for upcoming plans for the channel. First up is regarding memberships, so this is going to apply to Ko-fi, Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube. Basically, I'm looking to boost up the value of what I'm offering there. I'm going to be doing this by putting out more members-only content and making sure it is accessible for all 4 of those platforms. I'm going to be boosting up engagement. You guys are going to have priority for any Q&As. And if I am doing TFOs on stream, I'm going to do what McStud does, and I'm going to create a channel in the CasualSAB Discord where you guys that are members on any of those platforms can put your @handle in to have priority for when I am looking for people to pull into a team during streams. In addition, for any future market-focused content I create, channel members are going to have 1 week early access to that before it goes public. Next up is regarding content and the content schedule I'm working towards. So when it comes to content, moving forward, I'm going to be breaking my videos down into 3 tiers. These are basically just representing the amount of time and energy I need to put into the video. So at the low tier, this is something that's going to take like an hour or 2 to produce at most. Something simple like answering a question. Those videos are, really direct. They're not necessarily going to have the widest appeal, but they're going to be really handy for those wanting an answer to that specific question. Medium is going to be content that takes 2 to 6 hours to produce. It's got a bit of a wider reach, but in most cases, they may have a bit of a shorter life cycle. Something like a meta update or a best of, for instance, that's going to perform really well short term, but those do need to be remade a couple months or a year down the line after various things have been added to the game. And then at a high level, that's content that's going to take a very long time to produce, well over 6 hours. And that is very much reserved for big projects, just to make sure I'm using my time as wisely as possible. Now, as for the content schedule, Sunday is just going to be nothing. I need that day for me to plan and prep for the week and probably get some recordings done. Monday is going to be a video falling into that low category. Tuesday and Thursday are reserved for news as needed. Wednesday is going to either be low or medium, depending on how my week is IRL. Friday is most of the time going to be medium, but I want to have at least one high tier video once a month. And then Saturday is going to be my weekly stream, and I'm looking to get that started at a more consistent time, so around noon US Central Time every single Saturday. Now, on the DPS front, I just want to remind you guys that the STO combat meter is going to be retired in just a couple of months. You can still use the program if you want, but the online capability of it, the official DPS League, that is going to disappear here in just a few months. So if you have any parses there that you want to download and back up to your computer, do so sooner rather than later. And as some of you already know, Oscar, or the open source combat log reader, is the replacement for SCM. I'm going to have an updated install guide for it coming here in April, but if you're looking to pick it up right now, I'll have a link in the description down below. Now, shifting to the DPS side of things in-game, the in-game DPS channels are, let's just be honest, they're dead. So right now the lineup for the numbers channels is Elites, Ground, and Prime. 10K was retired a while back, and honestly, if you're still in 10K, that channel is just not being supported anymore. So I'd say just leave it. Do what I did right there. DPS Public, the same thing. That channel hasn't been used in quite a long time. Barely anyone in it nowadays. I would just leave it. So right now, the official lineup is DPS Numbers Elites, DPS Numbers Ground, and then DPS Numbers Prime. Prime and Ground for right now, I'm just going to leave those as is. Ground might get nuked in the future and merged into Prime. Still thinking about that there. But for Elites here, even though the requirements to get into this channel is just 150k in ISA, ISE, or HSE, the channel's dead. The channel is just straight up dead most of the time. So in a last-ditch effort to try and get some more engagement here, I am going to make the channel public. DPS Numbers Elites is now public if you want to join it to try and team up with people to do some TFOs. It's there for you. I'm going to have the chat command up on screen here and in the pinned comment and description down below. I don't know if this is going to work. If it goes poorly, I can always just make the channel private again. But at this point, like I said, it's a last-ditch effort to try and boost activity in that channel. If it doesn't work, then I just think that having, TFO organization channels in game like the DPS channels, I think the idea is dead if this fails. So hopefully that helps, and hopefully you guys are able to find some more people to play with. And that is really it for the announcements. I know I'm a bit far behind on the story streams, and I want to get caught up on those in April. For this Saturday, I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do for the stream. It is my birthday on the 29th here, so I don't really feel like going in and torturing myself playing through the story content there. So might just be more of a chill Q&A style stream, maybe a couple TFOs, stuff like that. But aside from that, I'm just thinking what else I need to mention to you guys. The Discords, CasualSAB and STO Builds Discords, there is currently giveaways over there. If you have not entered them, then go and do so. They are PC only. On the CasualSAB Discord, I believe it's a T6 coupon and 3 of the T6X upgrades. And on the Builds Discord, I believe it's the new Breen Cathsar ship, so I might have those reversed, but if you have not entered those, then go and do so ASAP, because those giveaways are going to be ending tomorrow, March 29th in the afternoon. And I think that's pretty much it. So again, thank you all for the continued support. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys around.